yeah, I mean that's how kind of my brother went vegan, and then it, as I said, we weren't super close during that time, so it took me a couple of years, and then as we started coming back together and talking a lot more, he would tell me about these things and say, oh dude, you know, watch this YouTube video, or, you know, read this article. And, you know, slowly but surely I started reading these things and started going, well, fuck man, like what have I been doing? Like this is crazy. You know, one of the most powerful things I've ever watched in my entire life is Earthlings. I don't know how anyone can watch that film without being affected. If you watch Earthlings and you walk away from that and want to go eat steak, then there's something wrong with you. It's just profound. Even if you say, okay, well maybe the footage they show is, you know, more extreme, or at the they kind of pick and choose it a bit to kind of highlight it in a more, I guess, disgusting manner, you still can't get away from the fact that it's showing what happens, you know, for people to eat meat. You know, it is a factory and animals are killed as if they're just nothing. So that like shocked me, yeah, quite a lot. And then that, my brother going vegan, it was just this slow progression of more and more information that was coming to light, and I was going, well, what the hell am I doing? Like, this is crazy. Like, I've been eating meat. Like, I got worried. I was like, well, I've already been eating meat for like, you know, 20 years. Shit, I should have been vegan like, you know, ages ago. But then you got to remember, like, just like with people who smoke, the day you stop smoking, you start getting better. So the day you go vegan, you start getting better. You start getting rid of all that shit. And since then, I've just immersed myself, I guess, in reading more about it. And as I said, I'm an analytical person. Like, read lots of books, but once I became vegan, I started getting, or even before that really, I did start getting more interested in sport and fitness, like obstacle racing and also running and that kind of stuff. Then I read this book by a guy called Rich Roll. It's called Finding Ultra. And he was this guy, he's 40 years old, and all of a sudden he goes vegan, he changes his life, and he becomes this ultra competitive athlete in these insanely long endurance events. And up until that point, I guess I had, I'd known that it was possible, obviously, to play sport as a vegan. Like, that didn't ever cross my mind. I thought, oh, well, you could be quite good at something, you know, that wasn't a problem. But I hadn't really switched on to the fact that, you know, there's these athletes out there who are just smashing it. Like, Rich Roll's one, there's Michael Arnstein, Mac Danzig, UFC fighter, hell, even Mike Tyson these days is vegan. Not that he boxes anymore, but like, crazy to think that this like brute guy would go vegan. Anyway, yeah, so like that just kind of switched me on to this whole idea of it is possible to do more than you think you're capable of. And, you know, that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm training for ultra marathons, and I do it to show that it can be done. And because I'm passionate about it, of course. But I think that's part of the reason why I'm passionate, why I'm doing this, because you do have these guys on a global scale, like Rich Roll, as I said. You know, there's a massive list of people who are vegan, obviously, who are athletes. But you have these guys on a global scale, and they're showing people that it can be done. And not only that it can be done, that you can be the best. You can be like insanely good. And I mean, if I was a sports scientist, I'd be studying these guys and getting people on vegan diets. Like, you know, I even read recently actually that there's an NFL team, and in their cafeteria, like, almost all of the food is vegetarian. You know, between training sessions, because they know it's the best food for recovery and best food for performance and all that kind of thing. And in this article they were talking about, you know, like 10, 15, 20 years ago or whatever, like everything they ate at lunch was like steak this, steak that, and now it's like vegetable this, vegetable that, and it's crazy that, you know, that you've seen these like mainstream sports stars come on and everything. Anyway, I'm going off the point. What I was trying to say was, you've got these guys at a global level. They're showing it can be done, but I still feel as someone in my community, you know, whether it's with your friends, your family, you know, it's up to you, man. You got to get out there and you got to show them that as a vegan, you're passionate about things and you can do things. You know, it might be having, you know, I mean, obviously it relates itself to sport very well, because if you go out and like run 100 kilometers, like I'm planning to do in a couple of weeks, and you come back and someone says, dude, where do you get protein? You can be like, well, you know, like, what do you mean, man? I just run 100 Ks. What did you do last weekend? But anything that you're interested in, writing, you know, painting, show that you're passionate about it, because if you're passionate about it, it'll rub off onto other people. So that's kind of what I want to do, what I want to do with my life. I'm passionate about sport, and I think through sport I can show within my local community and my friends and my family, you know, that this is the way to go, man, for sure. And then send them on. Give them bloody Rich Roll's book. Give them Scott Jurek, another ultra runner's book. Say, have a read of this, you know. It's not only me just doing it in my local community in the race, you know, in Sydney or whatever, but these guys are smashing it. So that kind of changed me even more, and yeah, in the end, it was just like a tidal wave. This video is getting a little bit long, so I'll try and hurry it up, but it was literally like a tidal wave. My brother had planted that seed, you know, after a couple of years, and I could see he was getting lean, he was happy, he was healthy, vibrant, had tons of energy. It was insane. And then that seed grew and grew and grew, and then all of a sudden it was like a little tree, and I was like, well, shit, hang on, my brother's good, like, let me do some research. And then this research that I'd been doing, the documentaries, the books, all of a sudden it just flipped. It was like, dude, like, again, as I said before, like, man, should have been vegan 20 years ago. You know, not now. I got catching up to do, and I made the decision. It was like that I made the decision, and I knew I had to do it. But it did take my family a little bit of time to get used to that. Again, I was so different to my brother, it wasn't expected, and I guess that's kind of what I can offer as well with this channel. Like, if someone's out there who's struggling a little bit in terms of getting their family on board, like, I've been there, I've done that, but at the end of the day, when you come out the other side, your family will be 100% behind you. Sometimes it just takes them a little bit of time to understand the reasons why, just like it took me a bit of time to understand why my brother went vegan. You know, I was asking him those questions, and then when I went vegan, people were asking me those questions. You know, where do you get your protein, all that kind of shit. And yeah, it just takes time, but once you've made that mental switch, that's all you got to do. Just make that switch, and then it'll happen for sure, and your life will be better. As I said, I'm training for an ultra marathon now. I run, you know, a lot. So I run a lot now. As I said, I'm training for an ultra marathon. So, you know, I've got a running coach, and you know, I've just seen the amount of kilometers that I run each week just consistently improve. Even as my recovery time's gotten better, you know, I can run more and then recover quicker than like literally ever before. I back that up with, you know, resistance training in the gym. I'm just bursting with energy all the time. Like, it's crazy the benefits that I feel in terms of athletic performance, but hell, hey, even if I wasn't running, you know, I would still live this way, just to have the energy, the mental clarity to live life. You know, you might be passionate about English literature or something, but if you live this way, you know, you're gonna just find it, you know, you're gonna be into it. You're just gonna be reading, you know, your textbooks, your whatever it is you're into, man. Painting, playing piano, I don't care. I seriously believe you eat this way, you will get the clarity, you'll have the energy to just do it and enjoy it. It's not a chore really to get up. I remember when I was younger, man, like, you'd wake up and be like, ugh, gotta get up, and now it's just like bang, you're just into it. And I really challenge anyone who disagrees with that point. If you think that eating vegan or whatever isn't going to give you the energy to do stuff, literally do this as a test. you know, if you're not vegan already, if you are vegan, you should know. But if you're not vegan, and you think, you know, this guy's talking crap, you know, I'd have way more energy if I ate a steak. Grab a steak, eat it, go for a 10K run. Come back, wait a day. Have high carbohydrate meal, I don't know, fruit, rice, potatoes, whatever you want, right? Vegan, no shit animal products on it, whatever. You know, don't put cheese on it, whatever. Then go for a run. I just know from experience that you are gonna feel so much better after a plant-based meal that doesn't just clog you up and make you feel like crap. You know, no one can eat a steak and go for a good 10K run. You can plod through it, yeah, but you ain't gonna feel good. So do that test. If you doubt kind of what I'm saying from my experience, if you reckon you can perform better eating like steak, eggs and stuff, seriously, do a fry up. If you're not vegan, like fry some sausages up, fry some eggs up, whatever you want, eat it, get it into you, and try and go for a 10K run. You'll feel gluggy, you'll feel lethargic, and you'll struggle to make it to the end. But if you then change that the next day, like have big banana smoothie for brekkie or something, you'll just feel vibrant, man. You'll just smash it. So that's it really, guys. That's my life in a nutshell. My brother's a massive influence. The tidal wave of information became too much to ignore. Once I made the switch, it was like boom, and seriously, clarity, energy, vibrancy, if that's even a word, it's just better, and that's why I'm passionate about what I do and why I'm here now. So thanks for watching, guys. Please rate, comment, subscribe, let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you next time.